Hi Sam fam, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'll be speaking about how to show proof of fund moving to the US as an international student. Now if you have been following me, you know that I'm currently in the US as an international student, and I wanted to share my experience for other persons who are aspiring to move to the US as an international student. So if you're interested in this type of content, please like this video, share, comment, and subscribe. On my way to 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe, share with a friend, and let's get into the video. So I'm going to assume that you guys have watched my previous two videos where I was speaking about, in one video I specifically mentioned the entire step of moving to the US as an international student, and in the other video I tried to break it down on how to apply for schools and also how to confirm your admission. So now I'm actually at the stage thinking that you have confirmed your admission and you want to know how to show proof of fund of moving to the US as an international student, right? So in trying to show proof of fund, it will really depends on each situation, each circumstances. So let's say that you were accepted into a school and they offered you a full ride, that meaning you'll get a full scholarship that will cover tuition and living expenses. Then that's exactly what you'll send to the department that requires you to show proof of fund to say, okay, you got a scholarship that will cover everything, and then you won't have anything to worry about. So like that's literally a good step, so you don't have anything additional to worry about. But let's say you were accepted into a school and you got like a part scholarship, or you weren't given a scholarship, but you're also still interested in pursuing this dream of studying in the US. Now this is exactly what we're going to get into in this video. So there are various ways that you can show your proof of fund, but it needs to be liquid funds. That's like money in your savings account. So you can't use money that's tied up in your investments, stocks, or in your retirement savings. So there are various things that you can use. So let's say your school tuition is 30,000 and you were given 15,000 in scholarship, then you would need to prove an additional 15,000 for tuition, but you'll also need to prove living expenses for 1 year. So when you're going to submit the proof of fund, they combine everything together. So for the US, you need to show that you have money for tuition for 1 year and also enough money to cover your living expenses for 1 year studying, because they don't want you to come and like be a burden to anybody. So you need to show that you have enough money at least for 1 year to sustain yourself while in the States. So to show that proof of fund, you'll need to show money from your bank statement that can confirm this, and also if you are given scholarship, you'll also use this in the process. So what I did in my situation, I wasn't given a full scholarship. I was given, for the school that I decided to work with, I was given 5,000 from that school. Actually, at first, they never did give me no money. I tell them the truth. They never did give me no money. I'm a kind of, talk to them, reach out, and they offered me 5,000. And you might be wondering, why did I go with this school? Well, the real reason why I went with this school, one, they were the cheapest overall. So even though one school offered me 19,000, and I think another school offered me like 10,000 per year, I chose this school because overall they were the cheapest. Not only overall were the cheapest, I had relatives in the United States, in this particular state, that I could have stayed with, that would limit how much I would need to pay for like rent and stuff. Well, it wouldn't even limit. I kind of live free, so that was also one of the reasons why I chose this school. So in moving, you can consider stuff like this. Could I move to a state where I have relatives and I can live with them for free? That's also something that you can consider. So in my case, what I did to show proof of fund, I showed the money that I got from the school, which was 5,000. I showed money that I had in my personal bank statement, And in truth and in fact, I never had enough to show from my bank statement plus the scholarship, so I had to show additional bank statement. So no, if you not come to the US come study, like just be prepared, it's not cheap. Like it can run you up to like 50,000 a year based on the layout that the school will give you, and that's thinking that you're going to a school with like an affordable tuition, so it can get really expensive. So in my case, I used my bank statement, I used the scholarship that I was offered, and then I had to literally like ask around from people to show like, can I use your bank statement to prove that I have this money, even though in truth and in fact you don't have the money, and in truth and in fact you're not going to use their money. So you also have to have like a contingency plan. How am I going to pay the rest of my tuition when I get to the States? And I'll probably, I don't know, I could probably do a separate video speaking about how you can actually pay your tuition. So I asked around, I asked relatives, I asked friends, okay, I need to prove this money, but I don't have enough. Can I like use your bank statement just to prove it and submit to the school? You're not going to actually pay my tuition. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to pay my tuition, but in order to move forward with the step to get my I20, I need to prove that I have XYZ amount of money. So can you like prove this money for me? Asked around, some people were not okay with doing it. Some people said yes, and thankfully I was able to prove that I have enough money. Now in this process, you're going to get daunted when you say, Lord God, I don't have the money. But you know, how I got this far to where I am today is because my relative said when I was in Florida, just apply. You won't have enough money to do everything that you want to do, but just try. And I tried, and I'm here. So I'm just trusting the process and praying that everything will work out. Probably when I'm finished with my first semester, I'll tell you guys how it went and stuff like that. But for now, we're talking about proof of funds. So I asked around and I was able to prove that I have enough money. So I use my bank statement again. I use bank statement from the person that I'd asked. Well, I just decided to work with one person because it helped with the deficit that I had. The scholarship from the school, and to prove my living expenses, my relatives that I'm currently living with, they signed an affidavit of support. So if your school have this, you can look into this as well. It was like an affidavit of support to say, okay, we live at XYZ place. This person will be coming to the US to study and they will be living with us. And it basically covers like, it just covers how much it would be for like your living expenses in the States. I think at the time for my school and the state that I'm at, it's like relatively cheap. So I think for the affidavit of support for 1 year, it was like valued at like 17,000 or some thereabout. So like they were confirming to say, okay, this person will live with me, they won't be paying rent, will be providing food and stuff. That's valued at roughly 17,000 for the year. I mean, give or take, these figures are not exactly accurate based on your lifestyle and stuff, but it's just like a guide to say, okay, you need this amount to survive in the country. It can be less, it can be more depending on your lifestyle. So I use those 4 piece documents to show proof of funds. So my bank statement. Now, if you have enough money in your bank statement, you're not going to need anybody else's bank statement. Or if you got a full ride from the school, you wouldn't even need to show your bank statement. So it really does depend on each circumstance. So I use my bank statement, another person's bank statement, the affidavit of support, and I also use the scholarship. So all of these combined together to show that I had enough money to study for 1 year in the United States. Now, if it is that you're going to reach out to somebody and say, can I use your bank statement? You're going to figure out how you need to actually pay the money when you get here. Let's say nine, it might be your parents and they're okay with will helping you paying your fees, that's fine. But if it's like a stranger or a friend, family friend, or somebody that helped you to show the money, you need to figure out, okay, am I going to try getting more scholarship? Am I going to try and get a loan to pay the difference and stuff? So you need to figure that out, but you really need to show liquid cash to say that you have enough money to get your I-20 and also to apply for your visa. So if you don't have enough money and you really want to pursue studying in the States, I would say just ask family, friends, whomever, and just, continue the process, and then you take it from there. So that's exactly what I did. I submitted these documents to the school to say, okay, this is what I'll be using to show my proof of funds. And then after, if everything is okay and fine, they'll submit to you your I-20. So actually, after I submitted my documents, I actually got my I-20 issued. So I never had any issue with what I choose to submit as proof of funds. So if there is an issue, they'll revert to you, and then you can correct it and get back to them. But in my case, I can't really speak on that because I never had an issue. I just showed the bank statement that was like current, showed how much money you had in the account. It needs to be active, shows whose name is on the bank statement. Also, if you're using somebody else's bank statement, they'll have to sign like an affidavit of support to say, okay, I'm going to support this person in the US for study and sign off on it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not really an intrusive process, especially if you're using others people's statement and they might not be willing to do it because nobody not gonna really want how much money them having in them bank account. So if you really do find somebody that's like willing to help you out in this situation when you explain to them, because some people really actually don't understand. But if you get somebody who is willing to help you when you share with them, then be grateful and continue with the process. So after that, your school will issue your I-20, and you need your I-20 to pay your Sevis fee and also to apply for your student visa, right? So basically that's what I did. You need your liquid funds, and yeah. So after you get your I-20, um I think I'm going to do like one video for the I-20, no, one video for the visa interview separately. So I'll probably dive in a little bit to what the I-20 explain. So I'm going to pull up my I-20 and then I'll tell you. Yeah, this process took a while. So I told you guys that I started applying for schools in like June. I submitted most of my application maybe by August, September, I think so, I don't remember, but yeah, August, September. And I remember when I was like, finally confirming everything, like to send my proof of fund. It was like probably ending of October, November when I confirmed which school I wanted to go to, and paid like the confirmation fee and stuff. And I think I was actually on my birthday trip to Punta Cana when I decided to like submit the documents or proof of fund, and I was still traveling in Florida when I got my Sevis fee. And like at this point it was like, wow, this is really happening. It feels so surreal to know that things are finally working out. But like after you cross one hurdle, you like get worried about the next step after this. Lord God, me forgot worry about visa interview. But let's not go there. Yeah, so when I got my Sevis fee, my I-20, it gave me my Sevis ID, which I need to pay my Sevis fee. The Sevis fee is currently $350 for F1 visa and $220 for J1 visa. So basically, it tell you like your name, your country, the form issue reason, and for mine, it was my first time, so it was like initial attendance. It give you your name, your country of citizenship, date of birth, and the class of admission, so if it's F1 or J1. And they also gave you some information from the school, the name of the school, their contact official upon arrival, school address, school code, and approval date. So the school code and approval date of the school code, the study of the program, the level, if it's master's, undergrad, start day of classes. And this is really to help you when you cannot enter the US more than 30 days before your start date, the major, and all of those things, and the program start and end date. So it tell you all of those things. It tell you your earliest date of admission. So in my case, based on when this was issued, I could not enter the US earlier than December 10, 2022. And then it gave you your financials, and it tell you how you're going to pay for school. So in my case, for my student funding for the 12 month, they show that it would be covered by personal funds, scholarship, and then the deficit will be covered by family. So basically, the affidavit that my family signed, and also the supporting document from other relatives showing the proof of fund. That's what they showed on my I20. And then they also, so it's like it after balance. So they show you the estimated average cost for classes for the 12 months. They tell you the tuition fee. They show you the living expenses and the health insurance. And if you have dependents, because you know you can have F1 dependents and J1 dependents, they'll show you money for that. But I never had any dependents. For me, it was $0. So they show you the total, and then the total for the amount that you submitted should also balance it off. It can also exceed it, but in my case, they balance the amount. So it showed that I'll be paying for school from personal funds, scholarship, family, and so forth. And then they had a remark on it that said room and board valued at 17 whatever, provided by sponsor. So they'll show you all of these, and the person from the school will sign off, and they'll also, you have to sign so that you can take this with you to the embassy. So that's basically the process of showing your proof of fund. And then after I got my I20, I went on the Sevis website and I paid my Sevis fee. Actually, as I said, I was out of Jamaica, so I never wanted to pay it while I was out of the country. So when I came back, I did it. I paid the money online, and then I proceeded with the process. So after I paid the service fee, then I could do my visa application. So I think I'm going to do the visa and tell you the process of doing the DS-160, and also how my visa interview went in Jamaica in a different video. So I think I'll end this video right here. But if you have any specific questions, please remember to ask in the comments. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for watching. On the way to 1,000 subscribers.